Guys, it's Ghosty X Blue here, and I was just gonna talk about the Five Nights at Freddy's movie and why I think the reviews for it are like whack. And if you actually watched or played the games and got the lore, it would make more sense. Let's just start off by saying, love the movie. I watched it an hour ago. 9 out of 10. It was really fun to watch, but I think the key problems with it really are due to the most of the older audiences not lacking the knowledge of like what really like the lore. Like they don't get what all this is about. So the reviews right now are questionable. But I want to just clear the air and say, as a longtime fan, I've been playing the game for years. Like, I was begging my parents at the age of damn near 7 to buy me the game on a little phone. But I'm just going to be listing in this video why the reviews need to be kind of redone and by people who actually learned the lore. First off, by saying, like, the cinematography, good. The animatronics, great. But the cameos are great. Corey, Matt, Pat. But you know what I think is the worst part about it? It's kind of slow. And I can understand why people are mad about that. Like, there's some scenes that feel unnecessary, but that's mainly the part it's like where it's just like building tension, but I feel like that's not really important. And we're gonna just address this first thing real quick. The scene where they're building the fort and the girl, what was his name? Mike's sister gets to meet the animatronics and they start playing. People do not get like that. So what it plays into is, if you play the games, know the lore, really it has to do with like the kids that were killed in the way how like William Afton played with them, kind of, and like how they played. And that leads into another thing. When William Afton's daughter Vanessa, nice little thing there with the security breach, but the thing there is, well, very simple. He controls them. The only reason they did that nice thing is because their souls were still like in there making the commands. And they weren't being controlled, but I think they were being controlled personally at the same time, like lowering the tension between them, making it seem like nothing bad would ever happen to the girl. But let's be honest, she almost got. But that's the thing, like, people need to know the lore, so like that's one thing. And another thing, the reveal at the end, well, spoiler alert, very good. I didn't expect it, really, because kind of just like the phone guy from the first game. And, well, there's other things too, like they show the spring locks and how they work, setting up for a ideal sequel that they're gonna make. It's obvious, they already announced it, kind of. But, like, as I was saying again, the overall problem is, like, you need to know the lore. Like, for example, like, if you didn't know about the kids getting killed, it would have took you forever to get the main plot. Because it's not until, like, an hour in that's addressed. Or, like, 30 minutes. And, like, also, you need to know, like, the timeline, like, 1980s. It was big popular then. That's around the time the kids were killed in the basement. And then, after that, they were stuffed in suits. And then they were left there because no one would ever think to check there. Although I do see plot holes in like the initial kind of thing with like the animatronics being there, like as he died. They were originally in the game Ghosts, which I can understand. It's a movie adaptation. We got to change some of it. And I like the father kind of daughter concept. It's his sister, but he treats her like a daughter. And I also like the part where really he tries to do like some doctor sleep or like some cryo state kind of stuff. It's weird, but I enjoy that part because it sets up how many kids were killed, which ones they are, because in the background you can see the kid with the mask on, the Bonnie mask. That's Bonnie, ghost. And if you didn't know that, then you wouldn't get it. So like the reviews, terrible. If people would have known the lore, it would have been way more different. Like as a longtime fan, I got every last bit of it. One thing though that is like the most weird part. What was the purpose of the cupcake being able to jump? Like, he didn't have legs, did he just bounce off the ground with a spring? Never mind, that's just a big plot hole I'm trying to get into. But other than that, really, like, the reviews need to be reversed. It's because, like, if I was a professional reviewer, I would personally give it a 9.5. It's slow at times, but if you know the lore, and you can appreciate an actual, for once good, movie adaptation, you can actually make this, like, a really good thing. And I feel like, personally, like, it's a very cool thing. Waited 10 years for this movie to come out. It was all announced back when the first game was, like, big and poppin'. But, touch real quick on the memes that I might be using in my future videos. Stealing the cardboard cutouts was a thing that people are doing. Understandable. I would do the same. Already did. It's in my room currently. It's like, nah, but, other than, like, that, like, I'm gonna discuss some more plot holes with y'all. The more plot points that I feel like if you didn't, like, know about lore and all that, you wouldn't know about Springtrap. And how, well, let's just, like, say that they changed a lot about his death. I'm not gonna lie. They changed it a lot. Mainly being that they changed up how he died. In the original game, he died because water dripped on the suit, and the spring locks killed him. But in the movie, personally, I like this way better. The animatronics beat him, and therefore the spring locks started to lock. And personally, I like that ending way better. I wish it was in the original games, but it's a movie adaptation. Like, the plot points, though, you need to know the lore. Speaking of which, you need to know that, like, why it's set up, why this was a thing. But the plot holes are William's partner. I forget his name, I haven't read up on the lore in a while. But he had a partner. They never talk about him once in the movie, not once. Nor William's family, really. His daughter, no, they talk about his daughter. His son, William Afton, and the big brother of him. They never talk about that. That's probably coming in the sequel, though. But other than that, it's a good movie, good gore in some parts, but like the jump scares kind of feel cheap. I'm not gonna lie, they're like cheap jump scares. Like, I didn't jump like barely once during the entire thing. I was on that moist critical type beat, but that's another thing. Like, if you don't like know the lore and anything else, really, you won't get it. Like, you have to know the lore, really. And personally, it was perfect for me. I like how they put people in suits, so it was more lifelike, not robotic, like the soul was actually controlling it. What I dislike is like the damn traps they set up, like no animatronic is putting someone in that to kill them. Except the spring locks, I understand that part, but like that was never in the original game. Having a trap set up like some jigsaw wannabe. Like, is Freddy really gonna push you in there like, I wanna play a game? Like, that's not happening. But like, other than that, this movie was perfect. Like, it has a couple plot holes with families. And personally, I thought the entire time that Michael Afton, I'm pretty sure his name was the son of Purple Guy. I honestly thought that was like him, but the Vanessa reveal kind of made sense to me. But I recommended like the movie to some of my friends, and personally they don't know anything about the lore, so they watched some of it, and personally they all were like, I didn't get some points, like, it didn't make sense, why does this happen? It's all because of not knowing the lore. this would have been a probably movie of the year standard if people knew the lore. It needs to be stated more clearly. But it's a movie adaptation. The games are old. People don't want to read up on the lore. But the biggest part that people don't like is how the animatronics are playful. I can understand that. It doesn't make sense. And like, it's weird, yeah. They're like trying to play with a girl, no EP, but like, it makes sense because like at that point they were free souls. But when fucking purple guy started controlling them, it's a whole different thing though. I feel like that was more just him controlling them, making it like not tense. But you could tell that like Mike, the security guard, did not feel that it was right. And also, big plot point that I hate, the sister that wants to take the sister just for the paycheck. Like, they were just there for the kill count. Shout out the dead meat. But they were just there, like, not really anything except for cheap jump scares, good gore. But, like, they felt like such a major plot issue. Like, I know at the end you see their bodies, but, like, we never learn anything about them. They're just some mindless robbers. And also the lawyer, like, he does nothing throughout the entire thing, just sits there, not a single word. But and also you have Golden Freddy. I feel like could have been explained more thoroughly. Like, he should have appeared at the end, like barging kind of through where they were and giving the final blow to kill purple guy. Like, he's just there, gone. He was in the cab, which makes zero sense if he was a ghost. Like, how would have Corey seen him? Like, shout out to Corey Kinship, but like, how would Corey have seen him if he's just a ghost and he's not real? Like, they need to explain that more. And I know the kid with the blonde hair is Golden Freddy, but like, they need to explain that more in depth, like what his deal is. But I guarantee they'll do that in the second movie. It's just setting up for the second movie, really, with all the other lore. And let's talk about the Easter eggs real quick. Well, off the top of my head, I can definitely Balloon Boy pops up as a cheap jump scare throughout the entire thing. It's such bullcrap. Like, he was the cheapest jump scare by far. But I do like the part where Corey gets scared when he enters the cab. Doesn't make sense, but it's still goofy. And there's a poster in the back, or in the front of the office. There's two posters, actually. There's two, and one of them's Fun Time, the iconic pop little poster. And then there's the other one, the other poster. It says, I gotta look back on the recording or the thing, but it's another vital or like little thing that they put in as a little nod. But other than that, I understand like people probably don't like the sleep thing. Like, I didn't really understand it. It was cool though because it reveals more about the characters and it sets up for the end. But that's about it. I honestly think that reviews should be changed. They're biased by, but like, they aren't really like knowing of the full story. So if I was your critic, I would give this like 9.5 out of 10. That's about it. Bye.